Hey guys, hope you all crispy and crunchy. It's CerealMaty here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Love and Literature. And we're still at the 4th chapter of this game, mod, fanfic, whatever you like to call it. And we're a Yuri's poem, which you can tell by this wonderful music with a magical flute playing in front of the orchestra. Or by the poem itself. And we know what that's all about, so let's just skip to the next piece of dialogue. Yuri's poem, like her first, was dripping with symbolism from beginning to end. This time it was about being trapped in a nightmare where you are pursued by faceless demons, but you wake up to realize they are not real. At least not in the way they are depicted. Very metaphorical and applicable to real life. At least that was my interpretation of it. What did you think, Matty? I glanced down at the paper again. It was nice. I liked how the message could be applied to real life, with the demons representing people who you think you're nice, but actually are someone else. Yuri gave me a light-hearted smile. Are you about to say that? That's not what I meant to write, but I like how you interpret it. Sorry, that sounds very, I don't know, offending. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That isn't exactly what I had in mind when I was writing it, but it's fairly close. There you go. I knew it. Is this what's going to happen every time we share work? I think in the back of my head. Yeah, that's what I thought before. I give Yuri my honest thoughts about her work, and she tells me it's not what she was thinking of. When am I ever going to get it right in her eyes? I hold my paper up. Would you like to read mine now? I'd be delighted to. Yuri gently takes my paper. Her eyes started to quickly skim the paper, trailing down to the bottom. I peeked at my phone while I waited and quickly put it away when Yuri looked up. Yuri picked up her ballpoint pen and tapped it against her lips, staring down at the paper, lost in thought. What was she thinking? She picked up the paper and looked through it again, still tapping her pen. 20 seconds or so passed in absolute silence. Yuri, you're awkward. You're really being awkward now. Just, I don't know, move on with the conversation and let's move on to the next one after that. So, I couldn't stand it anymore. Yes? Okay, now you're being impolite. I said, uncertain. Yuri was surprisingly blunt. It has a very good concept, but it does leave a lot to be desired from me. For instance, you could have used some more stronger and emotional vocabulary at the part describing the environment, as these words fall flat and seem boring. Also, the end, while left to be open-ending, would have worked better if you left a definitive answer. So much for being delighted to read it, I thought sarcastically. Yuri continued to drone on, talking about metaphors and word usage and other interesting, non-interesting things. As much as I didn't want to admit, Yuri was being to bore me just a tad. Beginning. Not that I was intentionally ignoring or trying to disrespect her, but I was just eager to share my poem with Natsuki and spend more time with her. As much as I appreciate criticism, there can be too much of a good thing, right? I felt myself starting to drift off, and I shifted in my spot at the desk in front of Yuri's. I glanced over to Sayori, busy sharing her poem with Monika. Sayori sat turned at her desk while Monika leaned against the wall. Given that it was just us 5 and the air conditioner was off, it was fairly easy to hear their conversation. But they weren't talking about poems, they were talking about something else. I'm just worried we won't be able to compare to everyone else's events. We do have a lot of good things going for us, but what does everyone else have going for them? Her voice slightly quivered. Monika sounded indifferent. What's here to worry about? Well, what's there to worry about? We're gonna give it our all. We are gonna give it our all and do our best. There you go. Oh my goodness. Even if we don't get a single new member, at least we can say we tried. Sayori reluctantly agreed. A pause. You know, Matty still hasn't been told what his role in the festival is yet. I shifted in my seat, now all ears. Another pause. I was going to tell him to pick who he wanted to work with tomorrow after the meeting. And one of us could use an extra set of hands. He's probably gonna pick Natsuki. Her job is the most exciting. I couldn't help but notice her voice was a bit more quiet now, like she didn't want her or me to hear. Didn't she notice I was eavesdropping? Probably not.
Oh, what makes you say that? Oh, it's just a feeling. I don't mind if you...
Great! Wouldn't you agree, Matty? Yeah, totally. Thank you so much for, actually for all of what you just said, but that one point about, the ending, where you said I could use some more emotionally, some more fierce words you wanted to say, that, I don't know. My mind snapped back to reality. Shit, what was she saying? I should have kept an ear open for her. I nodded politely. Yes, absolutely. Yuri smiled.
Thank you, I'm glad you agree.
I stood up and thanked Yuri, even though I may have just sold my soul to her without knowing. I looked across the room and saw Natsuki sitting alone. I felt a pang of sadness. Why is she always the one seemingly left out? Time to fix that. Let's rush over to her. Yeah. You're looking out the window again, watching the raindrops fall onto the ground and then splatter, and yeah, that's the event of raining. There you go. Natsuki was back to looking out the window, watching the sheets of rain patter against the window panes. Why did I open? I did open something, but I don't know what I opened. Jesus. Oh, my CD drive. Shit. I cleared my throat and she looked up at me.
Hey!
She pushed the loose strand of her pink hair behind her ear. I sat down on the desk in front of her. We haven't tried poems yet. My finger tapped against my paper. Natsuki opened her binder and unclipped a clean sheet of paper, handing it to me. I took her poem and started to read. Hey! Alone. Oh, great. We were just talking about how we felt that Natsuki is being the one being left out all the time. And your poem is called Alone. How soothing. Alone, by Natsuki Tamura. Alone. Endless numbers of people, lines and rows of faces everywhere. We see so many and meet a lot, but only a handful care. How can we be utterly crowded? How can we be surrounded by people every day, everywhere, and still be so alone? Aww, Natsuki. Come into my arms. I'm gonna give you a nice warm hug for, I don't know, 2 hours or something like that, because I won't let go. Trust me, I won't let go, even if you want to. So don't resist, okay? Yes. I rubbed the fleck of dirt from my eye and handed the paper back to her. Wow, that was great. It was short, but I had a lot of fun. I made a fist and shook it. Power to it, I do it myself, but again, there's no point in doing that because I still have no face cam. Natsuki flinched at my fist, which made me pause for a moment. Did she think I was going to hit her? I could never and would never do that to her, or any girl for that matter. I should apologize. Oh, sorry. Natsuki glanced away from me.
It's okay, it's not your fault. Thanks for saying that.
An awkward silence. Why the hell is it always me who makes things so weird? Nah, dude, you're not alone. It's me too, okay? So we can, we can make this journey together. This journey of coming from nowhere to getting weird, and then maybe, going around the corner and being normal again. I don't know. Again, we haven't been normal before. What am I talking about? See, I'm the one who's weird. I shifted in my spot. Did you want to read mine now? I held my paper out to her. Natsuki took the paper and started to read it, sitting up in her seat. I leaned by the desk next to her and waited, my eyes drifting to the windows. The rain still drummed against the windows, but it seemed more muted than earlier. Hopefully it'll clear up by the time the club ends, I think to myself. A minute passes. She has to have read it at least twice by now. It's not like I wrote a novel or something. It was only 8 lines long. Nats kept staring at the paper, her eyes going up and down the paper. What is she looking for? She finally clears her throat.
It's...
I give her a confused look. It's what? A feisty demeanor returned. Her feisty demeanor.
Why can't you just suck at writing? My poems were supposed to impress you, not the other way around.
She almost yells this. Wait, what? You wanted to impress me? Natsuki blushed, a color so deep it almost matched her hair clip.
Well...
She reaffirms her voice.
And what let Yuri wow you more than me?
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Obviously I'm trying to impress you.
I paused, trying to find my bearings. She's trying to impress me? Okay. But wait. Well, what's wrong with trying to impress you then? Shook.
Nothing,
She looks back at my paper, as if anything has changed in the 1 minute she read it. The paper slid from her fingers, gently floating to the ground. That's the sound effect of papers floating to the ground. You're welcome. She quickly stood up from her desk.
I need some water.
I have a water bottle in my backpack.
You want it?
You want it? I only drank from it 37 times before, so there's none of my saliva on it, or something like that. Okay. Note to myself, stop talking about some random things that nobody cares about and are not relevant for the game at all. Like, at all. They're not even entertaining, funny, or anything. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Natsuki declared and quickly walked out of the room. Yuri and Sayori glanced up in confusion. Monika's eyes followed Natsuki out the door and glances in my direction. She closes her laptop, gets up from her spot at the teacher's desk and starts to walk towards me. Shit, I think.
Matty, is everything okay? What happened?
I start to sweat. I was trying to impress Natsuki, and now she's embarrassed. What the hell am I supposed to say? I don't know, honestly. We were just talking about our poems, and she got really embarrassed for some reason. My voice trailed off, getting quieter with every word. Monika bent down to pick up the fallen paper and dusted it off with her hand.
Well, maybe she was just nervous around you, that's all.
I paused. Nervous? Monika shrugged.
Well, you're the first boy in our club after all. Or maybe she was just nervous about...
A hand reaches out and snatches the paper from Monika. What was that row of sounds?
You shouldn't mess with things that weren't meant for you, you know? You have an awfully bad habit of doing that.
Wait, meant for you? Not meant for you? Do you think my poem is meant for you? Yeah, probably it is. Natsuki barked at her club president. Bark! Bark! Neither of us noticed her enter. I said stop doing something like that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know Matty wrote it just for you.
You bitch.
That's not what I meant. You know what I meant.
No, actually not. Monika paused, thinking about something.
Wait, what do you mean by have a bad habit of doing that?
Stop, no. Stop arguing, please. Or don't even begin with it. Monika's smile is now gone. Oh my goodness.
Like my manga said, why do you keep messing with it?
Nope. I think I skipped something. Anyway, Natsuki retorted, voice still laced with annoyance. Monika pauses.
You think I'm doing it just to mess with you? The teacher specifically asked me to move them to make room for her materials. This isn't just our club room, you know?
Natsuki stammers, once again beat. She didn't have a defense.
Well, just tell me where you put it next time. Last time it wasn't even in the closet. It was all the way up there, out in the open, where people could touch and mess with it.
Monika sighed.
I only do what the teacher says. She told me to put it there. I'm sorry for not telling you in advance, but I do what she says.
Natsuki scoffed and gave her a dismissive wave. Monika just smiled. Okay. Crisis averted. She walked away, leaving me and Natsuki alone. Natsuki gave a huff and looked at me.
And what about you? Do you have my manga?
My mind snaps back to the Parfait Girls, a surprisingly good read despite it being mostly mostly filler. Natsuki was right. Oh, right. Right. I start to reach into my bag, pull out the book and hand it to her. Natsuki quickly takes the book and flips through the pages looking for tears. She shuts it and flips it over. She squints at it.
Wait, did you clean it? It looks immaculate.
I said I was about to bring it even cleaner than before. Told you last time. I keep my promises, you know. You can rely on me. I give a slight grin. I said I would be in better shape than when you gave it to me, didn't I? I was kept true to my word. Yeah, basically what I said before. Natsuki blushes.
You didn't have to do that, you know.
I give a wave. Don't worry about it. Just wanted to show my appreciation for you loaning it to me. Natsuki smiled, showing off her adorable fangs. Little fang.
Stop it!
Her fang is my weakness. It's out there. It's the truth. I mean, it's most people's weakness, actually. Considering that there are about 20 bajillion memes of her fang on the internet. But now, did you want to start reading the next one or one today? Or her face lights up.
Oh yes, come with me.
She grabs my hand and pulls me to the closet. Natsuki quickly looks around, becomes almost disoriented because of something that isn't supposed to be there. My voice should be supposed to be there, but it isn't.
Where is it?
Monika again? No. I hear her mutter this before she looks up at the very top shelf, and there, sitting next to a stack of textbooks, was the Parfait Girls box set. She curses.
Seriously, Monika? At the very top?
Her yell echoes out to the rest of the class. There was a pause.
I didn't put it there.
Okay, that wasn't the best voice of Monika, but I don't care. Monika replied with a slight giggle. Natsuki growled and tapped her foot angrily. She looked around, opening the cabinet, whatever. She sighed and slammed it shut. Natsuki looked at me and walked out of the closet. Boys, please return to me. What have I done to you? I lingered by the door watching her. What is she doing? Hopping across the room, Natsuki walked to the teacher's desk and grabbed a leather chair and quickly started to push it across the room to the closet. From their spot by the class door, Yuri and Monika humorously watched her roll the chair across, but said nothing. Sayori didn't seem to notice, her focus on eating what looked like a cookie. There you go, Natsuki, Sayori being her old self. I raised a hand up. Natsuki, this is too dangerous. Just let me get him. Yeah. Oh, I must agree. Stepping on a chair. A rolling chair, by the way. Oh, it's not just standing still. It has the ability to roll. Dangerous as all hell. I reached a hand to the shelf to grab him, but Natsuki quickly slapped it away.
I can get them myself. Just watch.
She pauses. She pushes the chair into place, and wobbly started to climb it, clutching the shelf for support. CG. She turns around to look at me, and looks at me.
Well, don't just sit there. Help me.
Women. Stereotypes. She pointed down to the armrest on the chair.
Hold it in place while I grab the set.
Natsuki, I can get it done for you. You don't have to.
I can do this myself. I don't need help.
That's why I'm holding the... Okay. That's why I'm holding the chair for you, right? Why the hell are girls always like this complicated? I must say nothing to that, because I might get in trouble. Stop doing that! What the fuck? I sighed as I got a better grip on the armrests. Natsuki tiptoed as she tried to grab the box set, grabbing the lower shelves to not fall over. I glanced up. Holy shit. What do you see? Is it her? Skirt? Just her skirt? Skirt? No, not looking, no. What? Not looking, no. Natsuki's legs wobbled and she shifted on her feet to get a better standing on the chair. Reaching forward, she grabbed the manga box set with both hands and lifted it above her head.
Got it!
Her voice was triumphant. Great for you! The momentum of her lifting the box above and behind her caused her to lean back. Natsuki. The girl yelped as she struggled to find her footing. Gravity ultimately won, and the pink-haired girl lost her balance. The cherry sliding out from beneath her feet. The girl fell into my arms as I tried to break her fall. Why do you say the girl, not Natsuki? I fell back first on the floor and tried to shield her with my body. The books landed and slid around us. I opened my eyes up. Oh man. Look at those books just strewn across the floor. Oh, Natsuki's crying. Oh, we're just in a sitting position. That's weird, and I skipped something. I quickly reeled back to stood up, dusting myself off. I extended an arm to help her up. Oh man. She started to sob. She sat on the ground and pulled up her sleeve. I looked at her arm and saw an ugly looking bruise with the width of an orange start to form. Discolored shades of purple, green, and puke yellow started to form. Ew. Oh Christ, oh my god, are you okay? Oh god, let me take a look. Before I can finish, Monika hastily rushed up to us with Sayori and Yuri trailing behind her.
What the hell happened?
I'm sorry. This is actually a pretty sad scene. Or, not sad, dramatic. And Monika just, oh hey there. Great. Natsuki turned to look up at her. Monika instantly saw the bruise and gasped. Oh my god, Natsuki! Her voice was slightly panicked, but I could tell that she was trying to keep a calm tone. Everything is fine. Monika helped Natsuki up, her voice sweet and calming.
Come on, baby. Let's get you cleaned up, baby.
She looked at Sayori and Yuri, both standing awkwardly a few feet away, unsure of what to do. She made a nodding gesture, and the two girls followed behind their club president. It's okay, Monika kept repeating, rubbing Natsuki's hair, trying to calm her down like a parent with a crying child. Monika looked down on me.
Maddie, please be so kind as to clean.
She made a gesture to the fallen books.
This up.
And with that, the four girls walked out of the club room, leaving me lost and confused. I didn't look up to check, but I sensed that someone had lingered by the door, giving me a judgmental look before leaving. Probably Yuri or Natsuki herself. This is it, though. This is it, I thought. This is what ruins my standing with these girls. Shit. Yuri, Natsuki, Monika. Hell, probably Sayori thinks I'm sort of a monster now. God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. And anger washed over me, loathing myself. So much for trying to make new friends, Matty. How the hell does anyone recover from this? You might as well not bother showing up tomorrow. I looked down at the scattered books spread across the floor. I sighed and started to pick them up one by one, placing them in a stack of on one of the desk seat. Blah. I grabbed one of the books, volume 2, the one I was supposed to read next, and flipped it over. Oh no. The book's cover was bent at an odd angle, with the laminated plastic now bent white at the crease line. I gingerly tried to bend it back into place, but it just started to crack. Fuck. If Natsuki is as crazy as she seems about the condition of her book, she's going to be so pissed. My mind raced. What do I do? They'll be back in any minute. I zipped open my bag and carefully placed the book inside, pushing aside a few papers and folders to make room for it. I hastily zipped it up, just as the door clicked open and the three girls entered. Natsuki's uniform sleeve had a slight bulge in it. It was probably an ice pack secured with a gauze, whatever that is. Yuri and Sayori were talking to Natsuki, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. It felt awful. I felt awful. Monika walked up to me.
Matty? Do you think you and I could have a private chat for a sec?
This really is it, I thought. This is her telling me not to come to the meeting tomorrow. Oh, fuck. God damn it. God damn it. Sure, my voice sounded weak. Monika gave me a weak smile and started to walk to the door. held my head down slightly, like a dog punished for peeing on the carpet. I didn't check, but it felt like 3 sets of eyes were staring at me, none of them thinking happy thoughts. Monika and I stepped outside. I glanced at the wide windows of the hallway facing towards the parking lot and further beyond the town of Ichikawa, or Ikikawa. Though that's where it all takes place. The rain seemed to die down a tad, but light sheets of rain still drummed against the windows. The door clicked shut. Monika, I can explain. Monika raised up a hand to silence me.
There's no need. Natsuki explained everything. She was trying to get her manga set and she fell, and you tried to cushion her fall. Just an accident.
Is she alright?
For the most part, just a bruise she got from the fall. You wrapped it up as best as she could. It should do until she gets home. But it did look painful.
Oh Jesus. I turned to face the window and ran my fingers through my hair.
It's not your fault, Matty. It was an accident. These things happen.
She put her hand on my shoulder.
Listen, you're not in trouble. But I do think you should talk to Natsuki and say, well, something. It would be very awkward if you didn't.
I sighed.
Okay? Just don't worry about it. I don't hate you. Your understanding was an accident. Just don't worry. Everything is fine.
She opened the classroom door and I followed behind her. Yeah? Monika clapped her hands together, trying to take control of the still awkward situation.
Alright everyone, I think we can call that a day. Now, I want everyone to write at least one poem before we start working on the festival, okay? Good.
Yuri grabbed her bag, waved goodbye to us and walked out the door, once again reading her portrait of Markov book. Jesus, Yuri is getting pretty dismissive towards us. I don't know, did I don't know, upset her before, where I interrupted her pondering process or something like that? Monika walked over to the teacher's desk and started to pack up her things. She looked up at me and shifted her eyes to Natsuki. I knew that meant what that meant, probably. Go talk to her. Yuri walked up to me, a smile on her face.
Hey, did you still want to walk home? I have an umbrella we can share.
She held up her polka-dotted umbrella. Cool. Just hang on a second. I put a hand on her shoulder and walked to where Natsuki was. Natsuki? Surprised, she turned around to face me. Her face has had a dreadful expression, like she knew this conversation was going to happen. I felt 10 times worse now for forcing this on her. I fumbled with my words. Could we talk in private for a minute? Like downstairs or somewhere? I nervously tapped my fingers together, almost like how Sayori does. Natsuki shifted on her feet.
Sure.
She and I both walked out the door. Oh, hello there. The rain still continued, but it didn't seem as bad as it was earlier. Natsuki and I both watched the rain fall against windows out the exit door. I coughed. Natsuki, I wasn't sure of what I wanted to say. I'm truly sorry about what happened back there. I didn't mean for it to happen. Natsuki waved her hand.
You don't need to apologize. It's not your fault. I should have just let you get the stupid books.
My mind crawled back to the damaged book and I felt a shiver run up my spine. I had to tell her, no matter how she reacts or if she blames me. I took my bag off my shoulder and unzipped it, reaching for the damaged book. I pulled it out and showed it to her, the cover facing her. I know you don't want to hear this, but it would be wrong not to tell you. One of the books got damaged. I tried to get the fold out of the cover, but it didn't fully come out. I'm truly sorry. Natsuki gave a light gasp, and I could see tears starting to swell in her eyes. She turned away, covering her face with her hands. Oh no, look, I'm really sorry. She cut me off, her voice choking.
It's not that.
Tears were tangling her voice like barbed wire. Natsuki?
It's just... things are really hard for me right now. And you've been so nice to me. And I've been nothing but rude to you, and...
I turned to her and embraced her, my arms wrapping around her. I gently stroked her hair, trying to soothe her like Monika did. Natsuki, it's okay. I understand. You're going through some stuff and you don't have anywhere to vent at. My eyes were now level with hers. Those beautiful pink eyes stared into mine, and I felt my heart rate speed up. I just want to say that I'm here for you if you needed someone to talk to you. I know it's only been a few days, but I do care for you and want to see you happy. Natsuki wiped the tears from her eyes, sniffling. But, in the meantime, I reached out for my wallet and opened it. I took out a slightly crinkled 2,000 yen note, equivalent to a $20 bill in US dollars, and handed it to her. 2,000, that sounds like, I don't know, a bajillion. No, I can't. For a replacement copy. Natsuki seemed taken aback, staring at the note.
Matty, you really don't have to.
I pushed the note into her hands, closing them on the note. For a moment, our hands were almost intertwined. No, I insist, and don't worry about paying me back. It's on me. I say as I pulled my hands away. For a moment, I thought she might start crying again. Then, without warning, Natsuki embraced me in a tight hug, her arms wrapping around my chest.
Thank you.
I heard her mumble this through my blazer, voice muffled through my shirt. She released me, but I felt the sensation of her warmth still clinging to me. I never wanted to let her go.
Well, now that you have the next volume, you can start reading it. If you want to.
I smiled. It would be the first thing I do when I got home. A smile returned to her face.
Yay. And then we can read next one together tomorrow.
My heart pounded in my chest. I can't wait. I feel like I'm trying too hard to sound as relaxed as possible.
Okay.
She shifted her feet.
You can go now if you want. I was gonna wait for the rain to stop.
Why? It could be hours before it happens.
I forgot my umbrella.
I dug into my bag and pulled out the umbrella I had packed away. I handed it to her. Natsuki stared at the umbrella and gently took it in her small hand. She looked up at me. Don't worry about it. Just bring it back tomorrow.
I will.
Her voice was quiet. I smiled, feeling much better about myself now.
Okay, bye.
She waved and went to open the door. I could hear the rain outside now, the sweet smell of the condensation flushing in. And with that, she turned to face the storm. Everything in my mind and body screamed, "Walk her home, you fucking idiot, make her feel safe." But I knew Sayori was already waiting for me to walk her home upstairs, and I couldn't just leave her hanging like that. Yeah, true. Maybe I can walk her home tomorrow, but not today. And as I watched Natsuki step out into the rain, in the back of my mind, the perfect idea for a poem started to bloom. Great! Chapter 5, Poems Are Forever. Just a nice stretch. I feel like my body has just been sleeping and the only thing awake was my mind and mouth. Whew! Damn, that was pretty long. I think it was about 35 minutes. I mean, it's not that long, but 35 minutes is quite an amount of time. So, yeah. Shit got real. I heard Natsuki. Okay, no, I didn't hurt Natsuki. I even tried to make her feel not comfortable, but I tried to cushion her fall, as it said, and to make her at least have a safer landing. I don't know. But she's still got that bruise, though. I wonder why I didn't get wounded. I mean, I was beneath her, so her falling on me would probably damage me more than her. But I won't question the logic of that, because I think it made up a quite romantic situation. And speaking about romantic, I think next time will be even better. Maybe we walk her home. Maybe we stay at her place and read manga together. Maybe even have a night over at her. And God knows what happens then. I might add nothing to that because that will probably end up being the weirdest shit ever. So let's just stop here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, tell me somehow as always. And I'll see you all in the next video.